People of all sizes, large and little, ladies and gentlemen, and folks somewhere in the middle, welcome back to Sushimi's House. I'm your loving host, Master Sushimi, joined today by my sweet sister, Ice Bubbie.
Hello.
We're back with some more control. The reason our screen is paused is because there's a timed mission.
Yeah, we got to hustle muscle.
It just like picked up. Let's see. Go to the NSC energy converters. Okay.
Gotta be cheeks.
Fast travel.
But real quick. Oh wait, that's right. You can fast travel. Yeah, that'll be the best spot. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, cool.
Goodness.
As always, our family cannot stay quiet for the life of them. They would rather chew through their own tongue.
I will say, so this is post Bubbie has moved into an apartment, and let me tell you, like, the silence in that apartment in comparison to like living here is deafening. Like I've talked about like being an anxious person, and so of course I knew, despite me moving in with my fiance, which is supposed to be like a good and fun and exciting thing, and like, oh yay, our own place, like I told him up front, like, I need you to understand I will probably have a hard time adjusting because, you know, I've never not lived with our parents and you. Like, even though you did eventually like move out to an apartment and have a house, the fact of the matter is I have lived with you longer than I have not. So I was,
and
like,
even when I wasn't here, like, there were still always our parents.
Correct. So like I've lived with our parents the entirety of my life, you know, all 20 something years. So I told him, like, I need you to understand that if I'm like, you know, on
You gotta be kidding me. I locked myself in here.
Not, oh fuck. Not high key, what's the term? Whatever. If I seem stressed out, if I seem a little like on edge or whatever, like I just am not used to it.
I know exactly what happened there. Sorry, I'm just irritated because I know, like, there's a battery on the wall, and at some point I went to grab a crate, and instead of the crate I grabbed the battery. And now the battery is over there.
Oh.
So, okay, there's more batteries.
Okay, cool.
Thankfully.
At least they don't completely let you, as the kids would say, soft lock yourself or whatever.
I don't think that's a kid's thing, but okay.
A gamer thing. Sorry, the kids gamers, aren't they the same?
Well, that's a bummer. That's just gone now.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I mean, it was a timed mission, and
what if we
died.
We could start the game over?
Do you think?
I mean, fuck it, right?
Let's see.
We may as well try. But all that to say that I'm not used to living with just one person who is a lot quieter. And finally, last night, I reached a point where I was like, I need you or me to play a podcast. Damn, no.
Yep.
Because it treated this as the last checkpoint.
It did a checkpoint here.
Well, oops.
All right.
I guess we'll never know. So finally,
Fly the hotline. Well, I guess we don't listen to it anyway while you talk.
Yeah, we just talk about things. Oh. But yeah, no, like I didn't realize how much noise even naturally we make, right? Because like our parents always have the TV on, usually rattling around in the kitchen doing something. You know, Teddy barks. You and I
or just like steps around.
Yeah, Teddy's just stepping around. You and I are talking or like watching a show, or like if you're not listening to a podcast, I am, or we both are. Something is always going on, and I reached a point where like I was like, my chest is really tight, and I was like, oh, I'm very, very anxious because there's no noise and it's like killing me. So I finally was like, someone else has to make some noise, and he was like, oh yeah, no, I can put on it. So he just started listening to Dungeons and Daddies. He has of course had to start the series over because he had made some decent progress and then fully stopped listening and now doesn't remember anything.
Fair. And that's one of that's like really easy to just be like, what the how are we
fair
here? Like at some point I got close to finale territory.
Oh yeah.
And I think I finished the series and I was like, you know what, they mentioned something that I'm not too familiar with. Let me go back and check what that was about. And like there was an entire arc that I was just like, this happened?
Yeah, no, it's a lot.
Let's see. There's no indication of where we need to go.
Yeah. It is funny going into phases,
Find Marshall in research/parapsychology. Okay,
and like,
let's go to the main area then.
I know it's not your cup of tea, but I have found myself being super back into Sawbones for some reason. I don't know why. I think I just needed, you know what? You know what it is? I was needing some back, like, okay. Because again, I think I'm just adjusting. So even just listening to music in my car is not enough right now. You know? Which I've had that in my life before, where like music doesn't quite cut it. Like I'm still too anxious, so then I have to revert back to like podcasts because it's people talking. There's something about the talking that's better.
Yeah, of course.
It's why I've listened to my brother and me, oh, you know, only like at least 5 times start to finish. Well, not start. I don't go all the way back to the double digits. I usually start in like the hundreds, 200s, and then work my way back up. And even now, if I just want background noise, I just re-listen to. Oh,
research.
You got it. Was that Darling? Oh, no. That's just a guy in a lab coat.
Not every guy in a lab coat is Darling, Bubbie. That's racist.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Oh,
it's Darling.
Now that's Darling.
I was just looking ahead. Future sight.
I see.
Casper Darling. What a cool name.
Make for great internal communications. I'm looking at you, Mr. Tomasi. So,
Okay.
this is where the magic happens. Anyway, I've been
How
here
to contain a
for
little
20 years now.
apocalypse.
I've always been here. And through those years, we've made astonishing
Oh no, I haven't smiled in so long. My
discoveries,
cheeks
authored
hurt.
studies of grave importance. And in all this work, there is one thing we know, and that's how little we truly know. Rest assured, we're committed to keep pushing the known laws and borders of reality, and to make the Bureau proud. So, welcome. Assuming you have the necessary clearance, and do follow the safety protocols. Read the manual. Otherwise, bad things will happen.
Gotta read, kids. Otherwise, bad things will happen.
The turn from furrowed brow to pleasant
That little
smile,
smile.
is
But it's like
everything.
not a fake smile at all. It's like a
No,
yeah.
he seems genuinely very
Yeah.
charming.
You would almost say he's a darling.
Yes, he's my darling boy.
A darling boy.
Mr. Tomasi?
Yeah, I've been on a big Sawbones kick, which again, I know not your cup of tea. For you guys watching, if you are like, I like medical history, Sawbones is good. And not just like old timey, like, oh, you know, humors and like, you know, leeches. Like, I listened to an episode today where they talk about like the history of Dr. Oz.
Oh wow.
Like actually like who this man is, how did he get to where he is, what is it that he does that is dicey, you know. Fun fact, that man is a cardiothoracic surgeon.
Wild.
Not in a million years would I have guessed that. I would have been like, I don't fucking know. Maybe he was just like primary care or ENT, if a doctor at all. Because I didn't know if he was actually a doctor. Fucking cardiothoracic surgeon. Which
I'll
is...
bump up the sensitivity a little bit.
Go for
to
it.
like 60.
Do it.
Oh wait, hold
Treat
on.
yourself. And by which I mean play the game as you please, because you paid the money for it.
True.
Isn't that right? GameStop calling you out again.
Now, they did give me my money back after I complained to the,
Oh, they did end up giving it back to you.
yeah.
Or did you? No, you told. Sorry, you told me that. You told me that. Yeah, that's fair. It is so funny that the thing has so much control. I almost like don't want to jinx Better Business Bureau.
Why are you here?
And why are you doing that? Wear your pants, sir. Put them on right. Oh my god.
He was wearing pants. He just had like a jacket around his waist.
Oh.
Stop throwing rockets.
It is so frustrating that that look can only be rocked by some people. The like wrapping your jacket or hoodie, whatever, around your waist. Like I did that a lot in elementary school because, fun fact about me, despite the fact that a lot of my elementary school life was spent at the equator, I insisted on wearing a hoodie. And that's genetic because you definitely did that too.
Yeah, every school has a jacket kid. I was my school's jacket kid.
You were the jacket kid. I was the jacket kid in elementary school. I was not the jacket kid
Sniper?
Middle school maybe. High school
God.
I don't think as well, no, because I did definitely still wear hoodies in high school. I don't know, whatever. I don't think I was the jacket kid, but elementary school and good chunk of middle school definitely yes. I had this like bomber jacket I was obsessed with, and of course now looking back I'm like, god, that thing was so trashy. It took me so long to get rid of it because I mean I loved it. It was like a tan oversized with like the fur, kind of like the not velcro, corduroy jackets you and I just bought or had bought for us for Christmas recently. Like, that's what it was. But it was like, you know, by the time I got rid of it, the fuzz or the soft plush fabric was just so, like, gray.
I got a shot from a weird
and, like,
angle.
matted. But yeah, anyway, so I would rock that, and, you know, as an elementary school kid, I always did not care what I looked like. Evidenced by the fact that my hair was always a bird's nest. And I was always sweaty and dirty because I was, believe it or not, an outdoor kid growing up. But now I feel like when I do it, it just does not look right. And maybe it's a confidence thing, so maybe I gotta boost my confidence so I can be like, yeah, that's right, I can tie a jacket around my waist without being like, this looks silly. Like, I'll do it at the gym sometimes when I get hot and I don't feel like carrying whatever hoodie I walked in with, but like, I'm always just kind of like, does this even look right? You know, I don't necessarily go to the gym to like look good, or, well, not fashion show, look good, but you know, but still.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I will be rocking some fits though, because now I have a closet that can actually hold all the clothes I own. So now I can actually, like, literally yesterday, our parents came by to see me, which I know you bravely stayed back with the boy. Thank you for your service.
Somebody has to.
Somebody had to. And they came by, and Jonathan and I had just gotten ready because we were gonna go out and like grab like late lunch, early dinner. But like they of course were doing us a favor really, by like bringing some stuff over, some fish, some spices, some stuff. Mom made us some rice.
Where you going, homie?
Where you going? Who want it? You want it? I'm like, no, I don't. That's why I'm running. And when I got dressed, Jonathan looked at me and went, "Oh, those are some nice shoes. How long you had those?" But I don't know why he keeps fucking doing that, because he knows I'm gonna be like, well, they've been in my closet for X amount of time, but I've only worn them very little times.
Right.
And our mom did the same thing too when she got there. She was like, "Oh my god, that's a cute outfit. I like those shoes. Are there some new ones?" I was like, "No."
A glimpse into the paranatural, synchronicity, and the unseen connections. Synchronicity is a phenomenon long recognized by the wise, but only recently given a name by science. It's how we rationalize events connected by no identifiable causality, yet clearly conjoined in purpose. How does a dream foretell an event in the physical plane? How do hounds bail at the death of their master, which has occurred miles away? The world is unified in ways we do not yet understand, and sometimes we stumble across these invisible, unseen chords and wonder at the result. The visionary Carl Jung laid the road. Now we must walk it. I think that's a real researcher.
I think so too.
My fledgling research department will make it our mission to reliably reproduce redacted behavior by the close of 1959. Once done, the mechanics of synchronicity will lay themselves bare in due time. We are striding into the future of science. History may not remember our names, but God himself will. Refer to file redacted for full report.
Yeah, the name Carl Jung sounds familiar. I'm trying to think what his like.
I think he's like a early psychologist.
Yeah, Dr. Carl Jung, Swiss psychiatrist.
Fucking score, dude.
You did. Well, here's the thing.
High school wasn't a total waste of time.
Fun fact about us, we both did well. Did you do well in AP Psych, or did you did well in that you like crushed the exam, right?
I did how I do at school, which is okay.
Oh, fuck.
I understood everything that was going on. I did not turn in any assignments.
Which really pissed that teacher off.
Yes, and still managed to get a 4 on the AP exam.
Being the younger sibling of a person like that is so interesting.
Oh, I'm sure it's infuriating. Field research on his entity, His Corrupted Sniper, confidential bureau sniper specializing in eliminating threats from a distance using the telltale searchlights affixed to their rifles to search for targets. His snipers are no less lethal. The corruption has not changed their tactics. They clearly prefer to maintain a good distance from their target. I guess that's why that guy ran away. Waiting in elevated positions for a clear shot. Care should be taken in open spaces. Check the balconies. I should note that the rifles are equipped with a bayonet for close quarters combat, and the His snipers are well aware of how to use it. Refer to file blank for report. Redacted.
No, I mean...
we fully grabbed something that I was not able to...
like, know what it was.
Yeah, it just, like, went away. I think it was a case file? No.
Yeah, no,
Or wait, was it?
No.
Yeah, I have no idea what it was. Sorry, folks.
Yes, infuriating to the thing. I mean, not actually that bad, but more interesting in that, like, you know, it's that thing teachers or some teachers do where they're like, well, clearly if you guys are related, you're gonna do the exact same shit.
Oh, yeah.
So there was one teacher who outright told me, I had 3 who in some way, either more subtly or outright, basically told me that they expected me to be like, quote, a bum, quote, like you, which is rude, but like basically be like, I thought you would just not do any fucking work. And I was like, nope, my brain does not work like that. My brain requires work so that I can learn a thing, unfortunately. But it was funny because that psychology teacher we both had.
Yeah.
And I remember you telling me about her and me being like, man, fuck her. Because at some point she said something or acted some way to you that I was like, well, fuck her, you know? But of course, once I met her, she was like one of my favorites.
Yeah, she's cool.
And I loved her class. It was one of the few AP exams I actually passed. It was awesome.
Yeah, it just turns out, like, especially underfunded schools in the South aren't really well equipped to deal with kids who are neurodivergent. Who knew?
Yeah, crazy.
Examination of paranatural topics, the astral plane, and objects of power. The Bureau has spent years studying why objects of power transport users into the astral plane when touched. My predecessor, Dr. Ash, theorized that I was trying to make sure I was
astral plane. Oh no, help. I was trying to do a funny.
Anyway, theorized that a potential receptacle determined by Jungian archetypes and the collective of subconscious would be inhabited by paranatural energies when an AWE occurred in its vicinity, creating an altered item. Over time, a link was created by the redacted and the astral plane to that item, making it an object of power. So many additional theories have been raised since Dr. Ash's time. Objects of power were placed on Earth as tests by some astral entity. Our dimension was once part of the astral plane, and the objects were left behind as its borders receded. The astral plane was an early threshold into the oldest house, but the connection was severed, and now the two are linked solely through the objects of power. I will attempt to disprove some of these in order to thin the herd, however the truth will emerge, or hopefully the truth will emerge. Refer to file 632-6498 for full report.
Man, only a single redacted thing, that whole report.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Oh no.
Oh no.
My boy.
I've been fielding questions recently regarding HRAs. What are they for? Do you always need to wear them? And what's the deal with the Hedron resonance anyway?
Look what you did to my boy.
Whoops.
My boy. No. Don't cuss.
He did a big old cuss.
Despite what you may have heard, HRAs are not monitoring devices. We're not tracking your movements or listening to your conversations while you're wearing them. We do that regardless whether or not you're wearing.
I was gonna say.
Figured,
I was like, "There's no way."
Think of them as a life preserver. Only instead of water, the thing HRAs protect you from is classified. One day that classified not water might pour in, and you'll be glad you got an HRA keeping you afloat.
Oh, darling. Or
And
you
if
wearing
don't
an
have
HRA?
Don't worry. It'll be quick and painless.
Wow.
I'm kidding. It will not be quick and painless, as we have observed.
Making more.
Bum bum.
Insane.
Absolutely unhinged. Oh, darling. Your girl boss gatekept.
You always need to wear them.
Gaslit. Too close to the sun.
Dear Dr. Darling, I suspect my colleague Dr. Harrington has already contacted you asking for an increase in her department's budget. Not surprised, parapsychology has always been the squeaky wheel, all fuss but no results. Parakinesiology, I think I nailed that.
You did.
Has always been the stronger department, more breakthroughs, more tangible data, more usable research. A man of your esteem can plainly see which department is more deserving of the budget increase.
Wow.
Honestly, that's cutthroat. Just think what those additional resources could do for an already formidable research team. Anyway, I know you're a fan of single malt, so I left a bottle of well-aged brown on your desk. Yours in admiration, Dr. Abraham Lewis.
Okay.
Damn, Dr. L.
Damn, Dr. Lewis, you
That's
fucking
brutal.
Bitch.
What's the deal with the Hedron?
What's the deal with headphones anyway? I wanted to watch that.
It's the same one we just watched.
Oh, never mind. I didn't want to watch that. Oh, the sticky notes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Astral plane counter essay. Let's see. Alternative perspective. Objects of power and their astral connections. Dr. Darling is insistent that certain objects of power share a direct connection to the redacted, an entity or group of entities that we have little information on, or little that I'm allowed to access. In his written reports, he states that there is a clear link between these objects of powers, the redacted, the astral plane, and the oldest house itself. His work supposes these links are innate, a fact ingrained into the very redacted of objects such as the hotline or the service weapon. But what if these particular objects were never linked to the redacted? What had that connection forced upon them? Upon them. Isn't it strange that no other objects of power require such direct contact with the redacted? Isn't it strange that using the service weapon or the hotline will result in grievous harm or even death if the user is not the director or at least worthy of the role? Why do we assume this involvement by the redacted is a natural effect and not something more redacted? Refer to file 6239382 for full report. Next time at Tsushimi's house, we're going to leave this report. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You gotta know you're in for something special. You gotta feel it in your bones. Oh, you're gonna find what you need all in time. If you're looking for it, na 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 na. If you're looking for